Hi, how are you? I hope all are fine and keep on watching the videos. So, in the last class, we have seen the functional derivatives of carboxylic acid. Just what are they called as functional derivatives of carboxylic acid, and then how we can name them. Today, the same topic we are continuing and how we can prepare and their properties. That is our topic today. First of all, we are starting with acid chloride. One of the very reactive functional derivatives of acids, acid chloride. The acid chloride may be derived from carboxylic acid. When a carboxylic acid treated with thionyl chloride, you are getting acid chloride. Some other reagents can be used for the same process is PCl5, PCl3 and so on. Among these three reagents, this is a superior reagent. Why? Because the byproduct, so-called byproduct are gaseous in nature, they will escape from each here. So, you can get a acid chloride without doing some other work. So, this is a superior method to prepare a acid chloride. Then let us move on to the properties. Property, it fumes in a water vapor, but it does not dissolve in a water, but due to the long contact with water, it will be dissolving to give a acid. So, the chemical property may be all the acid derivatives based on the water, treatment with water, treatment with ammonia, treatment with ethyl alcohol. These three things are mainly coming in all chemical properties of acid derivatives. First, treating with water. This is nothing but the process is nothing but a hydrolysis. Any organic compound cleaved by the water, the process is known as a hydrolysis. Here, acid chloride we have taken. Water is taken, water dissociated into acid. Then treatment with ammonia. For example, we can take acetyl chloride and ammonia. When it is treated with ammonia, it gives amide. When treated with alcohol, when acid chloride is treated with alcohol, it gives ester. See how the ester is formed here. CH3, CO, O, C2H5. It gives ester. So, acid chloride treated with ethyl alcohol, it forms a ester. Then treated with a primary amine, RNH2 is a primary amine. For our consideration, if you take acetyl chloride and NH2, methylamine, this is a primary amine. You are getting a amide, substituted amide, CH3, CO, NH, CH3. This is secondary amide. See, beauty is there. If you treated the primary amine, the product is secondary amide. When you treated with ammonia, you are getting primary amide. This is called primary amide. This is called substituted amide, or otherwise secondary amide. The same acetyl chloride, if you take and treated with a secondary amine, see this amine, amide, secondary amine, then what is the product? The product is CH3 CO NH CH3 twice. This is tertiary amide. Primary amide, secondary amide, tertiary amide. This is secondary amine. So these are somewhat related. When acetyl chloride treated with ammonia, you are getting amide or primary amide. When acetyl chloride treated with a primary amine, you are getting secondary amide or N-alkyl amide. When acetyl chloride is treated with a secondary amine, you are getting N, N dialkyl amide, or otherwise we may say that tertiary amide. When acid chloride, for example, we can take acetyl chloride is undergoing the reduction, reducing agent, lithium aluminum hydride like. If you take a reducing agent, what is happening here? It is converted to alcohol. Where if you take acetyl chloride, palladium barium sulfate, you are getting aldehyde. You are getting aldehyde. This is very, very important naming reaction. The name of the reaction is called Rosenmund. Rosenmund reduction. The Rosenmund reduction you have seen the carbonyl compound, preparation of acetaldehyde you may see, or preparation of benzaldehyde you may see this Rosenmund reduction. The acetyl chloride treated with the palladium barium sulfate, you are getting aldehyde, acetaldehyde. The question may be asked in theory and NEET also, what is the role of barium sulfate here? So palladium is a strong reducing agent. When you reduce that, it will become a alcohol. It will not stop in the aldehyde itself. So the final product will be alcohol, but we need to get a aldehyde. In order to get aldehyde, the catalyst should be poisoned. So the role of barium sulfate is catalytic poison. The question may be asked, what is the role of barium sulfate in it? That is a catalytic, act as a catalytic poison. What is called catalytic poison? So retard the activity of catalyst. The substance who retard the activity or reduces the activity of catalyst is called a catalytic poison. Since it is a strong reducing agent, you may expect the product like ethyl alcohol only here, but the activity of the palladium is controlled by or poisoned by barium sulfate. That's why it stopped in acetaldehyde itself. This is called a Rosenmund reduction, very, very important. That's all about the properties of acid chloride. We have seen what are the properties of acid chloride. First of all, hydrolysis, that is treatment with water. Then treatment with ammonia. Ammonia, that is called ammonialysis. Then treatment with alcohol, that is called esterification. Finally, treatment with the primary and secondary amine we have seen. Primary amine and secondary amine we have seen. At last, the reduction process we have. One is ordinary reduction. As a reduction, we are getting alcohol. The Rosenmund special type of reduction of acetyl chloride is Rosenmund. As a result, we are getting that acetaldehyde, aldehyde. The acid chloride is converted to aldehyde. That's all about the properties of acid chloride. Let us see the preparation and properties of acid anhydride. For example, we may take acetic anhydride. First, how it can be prepared? First method of preparation. When an acid, because since it's an acid derivative, we can prepare from the acid easily. While you use a strong dehydrating agent like P2O5, what is happening? Dehydrating means water should be removed. Dehydration. Water is eliminated. So what are there left over? CH3, C double bond O, 1 O, then so acetic anhydride. This is the first method of preparation of acid anhydride. Second method, acid chloride and a sodium salt of acetic acid. When acid chloride treated with a sodium salt of acetic acid, when it is heated, you are getting acid anhydride. NaCl is removed. CH3, CO, O, CO, CH3. So acid anhydride. Organic reactions are very easy when you understand what is happening in the reactions. You not memorize everything. Simply see here, dehydration means removal of water. How water is removing? H plus OH taken out, remaining product. This is acid anhydride. Again, the second reaction also, if you see Cl and Na, Cl from this acid chloride, Na from the sodium salt of acetic acid. While you heated, the NaCl is coming out. Very easy organic reactions. That's all. You need not memorize, just understand how the reactions are happening. So these are two methods of preparation of acetic acid. Then let us move on to the properties of acetic anhydride. As usual, first treatment with water, that is called hydrolysis. What is happening here in the hydrolysis of acid anhydride? Hydrolysis means treating with water. The compound may be cleaved like this. OH part will go like this, H part will go like this. So what will happen? CH3 COOH plus CH3 COOH. When an acid anhydride undergoing hydrolysis, you are getting acetic acid. Then treatment with alcohol. Acid anhydride also treated with alcohol, you are getting ester. This process is known as alcoholysis of acid anhydride. Treating with alcohol C2H5OH, you are getting CH3 COO C2H5. This is ester. So acid anhydride treated with alcohol, you are getting ester. So remaining product CH3 COOH, acid is secondary product. Again treated with ammonia. When acid anhydride treating with ammonia, what is going to happen? So amide CH3 CONH2 amide and plus see NH2H is remaining acid. So in all those cases, the byproduct is acid. So acid anhydride treated with ammonia, you are getting amide. The one more reaction for acid anhydride is treating with PCl5. CH3 COCl plus POCl3 twice. So when PCl5 treated with acid anhydride, you are getting acetyl chloride. See, this reaction may be written like this: ClP PCl3. For our convenience, I am writing. See here what is happening. POCl3. So CH3COCl, one more CH3COCl. So 2 times of CH3COCl. This is the reaction is carried out. So these are the chemical properties of acid anhydride. Treatment with water, treatment with alcohol, treatment with ammonia, treatment with PCl5. This process is known as a hydrolysis. We can say this is alcoholysis or esterification. Why it is called as esterification? You may ask a doubt. Because the product is ester. So this is called as esterification. We may also call as this alcoholysis. By using alcohol, we are cleaving this compound. So alcoholysis. The ammonia, as a result, treating with ammonia, you are getting amide. Finally, if you treat it with a PCl5 with acid anhydride, you are getting acetyl chloride. Okay. On to the ester. Ester. So how we can prepare ester? Ester can be prepared by the esterification. So esterification, when acid, carboxylic acid treated with a mineral acid with alcohol, in the presence of mineral acid treatment with alcohol, it produces pleasant smelling liquid. This is called a ester, ethyl acetate. It is studied in a 10th standard itself. When a carboxylic acid treated with alcohol in the presence of mineral acid, we are getting fruity smell liquid or pleasant smell liquid is called a ester. The another way of preparation of ester is from acid chloride with alcohol. Acid chloride and alcohol, you are getting same ester. Here the byproduct is water, first reaction. Second reaction byproduct will be CH3COHCl. Another method of preparation of ester is CH3CO acid anhydride can also used to prepare ester. Just now we have seen in the chemical properties of acid anhydride treatment with alcohol. The same process. We are getting ester plus. See here, same reactant ethyl alcohol in all three cases. Different reactants are acetic acid, acetyl chloride, acid anhydride. We are getting the same product, ethyl acetate, in all these three cases. But different byproduct. First one water, second one HCl, third one acetic acid. The question may be asked like this. So all are giving ester only, all are treated with alcohol only. So if we ask, if we may consider this A, this is a B, this is a C. The question may be framed like this. The A treated with alcohol gives a ester. B also treated with alcohol the same ester. C also treated with alcohol it will give the same ester. What is the A and B and C? If you want to find the A, if you know the byproduct, you can say that what is the A. If the byproduct is water, the A should be acid. The byproduct is HCl, then the B is acetyl chloride. The byproduct is acid, mean the reactant should be acid anhydride. By knowing the byproduct, we can say the starting material. So these are method of preparation of ester. Ester is well known for that fruity smell. So in artificial agents, they are using that esters. There are list of ester and the symbol of the esters. Amyl acetate. Amyl acetate, the order of banana. Amyl butyrate. Apricot. This also is kind of fruits. Then ethyl butyrate. Ethyl butyrate, the order of pineapple. Alkyl acetate, orange. Isobutyl formate. Raspberry. These are the relevant ester and their adder. So this may be asked in one word. Be keen to watch. On the chemical properties of esters, the same procedure we need to follow. Treatment with water, that is called hydrolysis. If you take the ester like this, what is this? Methyl acetate. Methyl acetate treated with water. What is going to happen? The reverse esterification is taken possible. That's why you are getting acid and alcohol. And the alcoholic part is methyl alcohol. This is called hydrolysis of ester. Ester hydrolysis to give acid and alcohol. Whatever ester is taken, the corresponding acid and alcohol will be formed during the hydrolysis of ester. Then treatment with alcohol. For example, ethyl alcohol if we take. This process is called trans-esterification. This process is called a trans-esterification. What is called trans-esterification? Because one ester is transformed to another form of the ester. For example, if you take methyl acetate, then ethyl alcohol, you are getting this. See. What is happening here, sir? In the presence of mineral acid H plus, or otherwise the reaction will not take. Methyl acetate, alcoholic part. In this ester, alcoholic part is methyl alcohol. Methyl alcohol is replaced by ethyl group. So, methyl acetate become ethyl acetate. Methyl acetate become ethyl acetate. So, one ester is transformed to the another ester. That's why this is called trans-esterification. Transformation is take place. This is a method is used to prepare a higher ester from the lower ester. See here, methyl ester is converted to ethyl ester. In same way you can prepare. See, then ethyl ester, ethyl acetate can be converted to, if you take butyl alcohol, this alcoholic part will change. Ethyl acetate become butyl acetate. This is called a trans-esterification. Very, very important process. This is a method used for preparation of higher ester from the lower ester. Then another naming reaction, glycine condensation. Glycine condensation. Self condensation of esters. For example, if you take the ester can be written like this. See, ester can represent it. First of all, you should know this. Like, if you separate the carbonyl groups and everything, it will be like this. The same way I am just writing methyl ester like this. When it's treated with another ester, this is called a self condensation. Glycine ester condensation, self condensation. Condensation means mixing together with or without removal of molecule. See, another methyl acetate. For our convenient only, I am writing just CH3 only. CH3, why I am writing like this? For our convenience. For the reaction, it will be very easy to. In the presence of strong basic substance like a sodium methoxide, strong basic substance, it is condensed together. What is going to happen? See, this OH part and H part will go away. So, CH3, C double bond O, methoxy group and H from there, it is going out. Then C double bond O, O, CH3. This is ester. This is the product. After condensing with each other, this is the product. This is called a beta keto ester. Why, sir, it is called a beta keto ester? This is a alpha carbon, then a beta carbon. In a beta carbon, there is a beta means second. This is the functional main functional group. First carbon, second carbon. First carbon alpha, second carbon beta. So as a result, we are getting that beta keto ester. This is called a glycine ester condensation. Glycine ester condensation. It is a self condensation. Ester treated with another ester in the presence of strong basic substance like sodium ethoxide. What is going to happen is the ester is converted to beta keto ester. Alpha, beta place there is a keto group. So beta keto ester. It's called a beta keto ester. Esters. So treated with water hydrolysis, trans-esterification, then glycine ester condensation. These are the chemical properties of esters. Then let us move on to the amide. General representation of amide. If you take R is a CH3, this is acetamide. The least reactive acid derivative, amide, acetamide. Okay. Let us see how it can be prepared. When acid, acetic acid, is treated with ammonia, you are getting amide. First method of preparation of amide. Second method, when ammonium salt of acetic acid. Ammonium salt of acetic acid is heated. The dehydration is take place. Dehydration means removal of water take place. What is going to happen? CH3, CO, NH2. What are they leaving? H2O. So water is leaved here. See, 2O, NH4 is there. H2 and O is going out, mean we are getting amide. This is second method of preparation of amide. The another one method is partial hydrolysis. Partial hydrolysis. Why I am mentioning this word? If you complete hydrolysis, the product is different. Partial hydrolysis means the product is different. For example, CH3Cn. If you hydrolyze this one, what is going to happen? First it will become amide. Then it will become as final product is acid. So if you do hydrolysis, it will end with the acid. Complete hydrolysis take place. But if you applying some condition or controlled hydrolysis, for example using with concentrated HCl and OH minus and water, this is a reagent. If you use this reagent only, it will stop within the amide itself. So this is called partial hydrolysis. Complete hydrolysis leads the product as a acid. This is a controlled hydrolysis or partial hydrolysis. This is a reagent should be applied, concentrated HCl and OH minus bar H2O. If you use this reagent, then you will get a amide. These are the three methods of preparation of